Listen, you don't have to be crooked to make money. There's going to be a displacement of about 90 million jobs. But they're going to create 70 million jobs around where we become screen knockers instead of door knockers. My twins already taking the application. A 70-year-old grandma did her application in 9 minutes. We've already funded $35 billion in the blockchain. Angel AI, that is the outrage.
All right, how's it going? Today we have a special guest, Rosek Filosov, in Salvador Villalobos. We have connected several times throughout the nation, basically, promoting our products. And he's in charge of the business development. He's one of the founders and helps with expansion as far as like Angel AI and how this is truly revolutionizing the real estate market and the mortgage part of it aspect. Now, Angel AI is two parts. Angel AI itself is a technology, and the lender, the mortgage company, it's Sunwest Mortgage. But it's really interesting because, like nowadays, like the talk of the day is always AI, and everybody thinks when they think about AI, it's like ChatGPT or Gemini or like all this kind of like blogs. But Angel AI is much different because it's nothing like it based off the conversations we've had before, and we're gonna talk about how it's completely different from what people think about traditional AI model. Now, your journey, like where you're at now, I mean, has it been from a long time? Like you've started as a loan officer before. How did you get into the mortgage company?
So I got into real estate financing. Before that, I was in bank, personal banker, one of the two large institutions, top 5 institutions, personal banker, relationship manager. Referred my parents to a friend of mine. He thinking that he was going to take very good care of me. Wasn't expecting anything out of the ordinary, just respect and not taking advantage of it. Well, after they closed, I was looking at the document. I'm like, this doesn't look right. And I felt embarrassed for introducing them to my friend. And I went up to him. Listen, you don't have to be crooked to make money, and you can take care of your own people. Angel AI nothing's beyond reach, and that's something that provides that.
And
Show them that we're not on the same. And he's like, "What do you mean?" I am going to make more money than I'm going to get into the business. I'm going to learn this, and I'm going to get into the business. I'm going to be a mortgage loan officer, and I'm going to show you that I can make more money doing it the right way than taking advantage of my parents and our people. Because that's usually what happens. And so we said that, $100. And this is like 1991 or something.
there's no AI, there was no
No phone, no nothing. You had all these mortgage for dummies books and stuff like that. So I got into that business. Fast forward a year, I beat him by a couple. Right? Somebody that was in the business for 5, 6 years, had a team. I myself working with another company, learned, and I wasn't planning on staying in. It was just to show the money wasn't bad. But the thing is to see the smiles of the couple and their kids because they had to bought their house. They were bringing their kids to the closing. Like, oh, well, leave them. I'm like, no. This is an important moment in your lives. I mean, not everybody gets to buy a home. And I'm like, you need to show them. Are you proud of what you did? He's like, yeah, I never thought I was going to. Because I remember my parents when we were young kids going to the bank, and this is like in the early 70s, going back and forth to the bank every Saturday. That's the only time they had on. And I remember because they had the coffee and the little round donuts. So my brother and I would eat those donuts all the time. But my mom started getting me this because we kept going back and forth every Saturday, and they kept asking for more documentation and more documentation. And she was like, just leave it alone. Like, it's not need it anymore. Let's just continue on. And one day, Dad's like, no, you get a house from it. You deserve it. You work hard. Back in the early 70s. I ran into a check and it's been these garage ones. $72 for a week. That was the salary. He was like, that was pretty good. But so fast forward, get into the business. I remember that feeling of when we did buy our house, first house. And I was just a little kid. I was about 9 years old. But I thought, we have a house. We have a yard. We can make noise. We don't have to worry about the neighbors upstairs or the landlords. So that was a beautiful feeling, and I wanted others to experience the same thing, but not at the expense. Right? In spite of that experience, I stood in the business, and I still feel grateful every time I help somebody, because I was telling you before, and even this morning, we had a conversation about success. And my son said one day, Dad, I'm writing a paper on success. I see pictures that we had a really big house. We had a nice yard. We had everything. And now we're in a smaller home, and, I didn't even get a phone till I was like 16. What is your definition of success? I'm like, well, my definition of success is not the big house I had, not all the toys I had, not going out to eat every single day, because your mom and I used to go out to eat 3 times a day and twice on Sunday. And we had a hard time because the mortgage business dried up. This we're talking about 2008, 2009. And there came a point where we ate peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for a long time because I was just barely making enough at the bank. It was tough. It was very, you come home and you see this big home, and, you really don't have a lot of groceries in it, because my mortgage payment was $2,900 and I was bringing home $2,100. It was tough. My wife made it work. I don't know. She's a magician, but good things happen to good people. And I consider myself somebody that's good. Came a point where I was like, and went to the mailbox, and somebody remembered they owed me money from years ago. And I don't know how they found my address, but like, thank you. Here is what we.
We'll cut it on that. Let
Let me just.
Yeah, whereas like certain calls, like they go in, no matter if it's like I have it like that, and then sometimes my mom calls me when I'm in the middle like
This
that.
says only emergency calls. My
That's what I'm
phone's been acting up.
Oh.
It's been acting up.
You took that reading and
No, it's since yesterday. I couldn't make calls. When I couldn't make any calls, I could receive calls. I just couldn't make them.
that iPhone.
Yeah, I have 3, and I work out. So where are you?
Right, the story.
Yeah. So, good things happen to good people. I feel that I'm a good person. Maybe not other people may think so, but I think I'm a good person. And, I didn't know how I was going to make the mortgage payment. It had been off a couple of days, and working at the bank hourly. So it was tough. It was tough, and went to the mailbox, got an envelope from somebody that I had lent $2,000 years ago. I completely forgot that money. I wasn't even counting them. And I didn't even know where they lived. And they didn't know where I lived. It was a few years. Sometimes when you lend people money, you separate. Mm-hmm. So I just forgot about it. And lo and behold, thank you. I never forgot about this. It was just a hard time getting it together, but I wanted to make it right. It was like 12 years later, even before I was married. So in a different city. So it's God, right? It's God. God knew my plight, and He put it in that person's heart, and
it's always at the right time when you need it the most, not the day before, not the day after.
Right. I sowed the seed, right? They needed it at that time. I had it, and it's paying forward.
Yeah.
So success is helping those that you can help. That's my definition. Helping those that you can help. And Helping those that you can help. And if you can't help them, referring them to those that can help them, right? Because at the end of the day, it's all full circle. Because eventually we're going to need the help, like I did at that time, right? God has never abandoned my family. Doesn't give us everything we want because we don't need it. And I always ask him, Lord, give me what we need so that we can bless other people and, you know, just live a good life. So that's why I got into the mortgage business. Long roundabout way was being there to help other people. And that's one of the ways I came into SunWest Mortgage Company, which is the one that backs all of the answers for Angel AI, has been calling my name since about 2009 or 2008. I just kept seeing the logo and hearing the name. Didn't know because I was in Illinois. That company was in Florida or California and then in Puerto Rico. But I kept seeing that name. I kept calling my name. I don't know why, but it did. Then all of a sudden in 2020 during COVID, I see a real dear friend of mine at the beach in February, beginning of February, and he has his feet pointing out west. And I'm like, where are you interviewing? He's also in the mortgage business. Because how do you know I'm interviewing somewhere? Because it's February and nobody takes vacation in February and it's COVID. What's going on? Where are you interviewing? He's like, oh, this new company I'm looking at. I think I'm going to make a move here. I'm like, well, I want to go with you. He's like, but you know what I mean? I'm like, I don't need to know anything. You have not been on my feed for 6 months and all of a sudden this is the feed. And now you're telling me that that's where you're interviewing. I need to be there. So fast forward, took me a little while to get there because the uncertainty of what was going on with COVID and everything. But I finally pulled the trigger in June. And, great company. You know, one of the things that I love about the company, they could have fired people during the downturn, 2008, but they kept them on. They could have fired people during COVID, but they kept them on, at an expense, right? But then it picked up, but nobody ever was let go, right? I love the culture of this company because it's all about taking care of the bot and the executive at that company. It's hands on deck all the time. And it's not just business. It's interpersonal. There's like a family feel there. There really is. The tenure there, you have somebody that's been there 39 years. You have somebody that's been 21 years, 15 years. I'm like probably the baby, not in age, but in, time. I've only been there 7 years. Doesn't feel like it. It's, fast. So I was there, fast forward. I wanted to be at this company. I needed to be at this company. And, the entire team left. And I stepped back because I saw the writing on the wall. One of the reasons I also went there because they had this virtual assistant that I thought was pretty cool. It wasn't Angel yet. It wasn't Morgan yet, but I thought it was a cool assistant. You can ask questions. They will get an answer. Then fast forward again in 2023, I see that, Yvonne, the owner of the company, who, by the way, is an incredible genius, at 11 or 12 years old, he calculated APR, created a formula, wrote code for it, presented it to HUD, and he allowed his father to use that to calculate APR. At 11 years old, 1983. A couple years later, he created a digital warehouse for his father. 2001, he decided after being in in the mortgage business, comes from a mortgage background. His parents had a mortgage company. They have an impressive story. If you ever have a chance to hear about Yvonne's parents, it's inspiring. And so fast forward, 2001, after working at his father's mortgage company, his family's mortgage company, he started noticing that there was a disparity in approvals for veterans and people of color. So he went out, created Silligence in 2001, Cell Intelligence, right? Silligence, and decided to go out and create an unbiased underwriter. So he went around the world, got the best engineers, and said, okay, ladies and gentlemen, the task is to create a unbiased underwriter. Your job is to hold each other accountable. Make sure that there is no bias in the tech, because the tech is going to perform in the way that it's trained. So you need to call it out. Fast forward 2009, he wrote the algorithm. 2018, he brought it live. And it has passed muster, as they say. It's proven itself because of that tech. We are now, as a company, officially recognized as the home of fair lending, because the data shows that our approval pull-through for veterans is almost double the national average. For people of color, also almost double the national average. So because of that, we're officially recognized as the only lender who call themselves the home. That's Angel AI now is going to help 2 billion underserved and unbanked individuals around the world. As long as you have a cell phone, you're going to be able to be part of the $15 trillion economy. Everybody in the world does not have a degree. Everybody in the world did not go to college. How are they going to advance in the new digital era? That's here already, right? With Angel AI. Because everybody in the world does have some kind of skill set, right? A skill set that you can monetize. You like to build Harleys and trip them out. That's a skill set. You're a landscaper or a gardener, and you're in Southern California or in Texas. Somebody may want to create or replicate a garden, an air garden, and that person will be able to monetize their knowledge of when to plant, when to water, if there's a plight, what type of plants to put in, and they can monetize that. They can charge $9.99, they can charge $20, they can charge whatever they want. And now they're somebody else. Somebody wants it, and this actually happened. I was in an Uber car, and we started chit chatting. He goes, "Oh, I like your shirt." I'm like, "What's Angel AI? What's Angel AI?" Explain it to him. He's like, "Well, yeah, I'm a truck driver." And I'm like, now AI is going to take. I'm like, "So what's your side hustle?" He goes, "Well, driving Uber." I'm like, "So what's your hobby?" He goes, "Oh, I love to work on motorcycles, especially Harleys, fix them and do it, check them out." And I'm like, "Oh, that's great." So your friends bring their bikes to work on? He's like, "Yeah." They bring their friends and family to work? He's like, "Yeah." How can you monetize it? Your twin can teach them. Your twin will be able to, somebody at 4:00 in the morning in California, 4:00, let's say that you're on the East Coast and they're in Pacific time, they're not going to call you at 4:00 in the morning. They can go to your twin and ask the question, but they're subscribing monthly. Let's say you have 1,000 people that are subscribing at $9.99. That's not a bad month to have, right? So everybody in this world can be part of the $15 trillion economy. And that mission aligns with my mission of being able to help the underserved and unbanked. Because I'm a big proponent of financial literacy. And this is a way to help anybody need it. Kids as well. We did the President's AI Challenge, and we used Angel to help young kids with the safeguards of not being able to go outside of the limits of what it was meant to be, financial literacy program. But most importantly, it spoke every language. So we are in an area that we have people coming from all over the world, and they don't always speak English. They don't always speak English or read, and they aren't involved in their kids' lives in school because they don't know. Here, they can communicate with the teachers through Angel AI, right? They're able to, it's multilingual. They can the teacher can talk to them in English, or translate to them in Spanish, Italian, whatever language, Russian. And then they can communicate with them. And now they can be more involved in their schools, right? In their education. Now they're learning as well, because now they know, hey, within this tech, there's credit repair, there's free tax prep. Because in our communities, Robert, like I was saying earlier, we take advantage of our own. In our communities, there's ghost repairs. They'll go out there and create a tax filing that is incorrect in so many ways that these individuals will never buy a home because they keep going it's a perpetual hamster wheel of going back to the same person that helped them. It's not really helping them. That is, declaring so many losses that they're getting all this money back, but then they spend that money and now they want to buy a house, but their tax returns are, for lack of a better word, jacked up.
And that's the story of every single day with 99.99 of our clients. We serve a lot of them. And I mean, that's the main reason that stops a lot of people from being able to buy a house was that deductions. That's like they deduct this, they deduct that. And then they make good money. I mean, I'm talking about doctors, attorneys,
Right.
that they have to go like the non-firm route.
Right.
Just because of like their income tax.
Right. And that's the doctors, and they can pay the penalties, they can pay the interest when they want to amend their taxes, let's say. But in the community up to low to moderate income individuals that are paying $200 to $300 to have their tax filing by a ghost preparer who doesn't know what they're doing, they might have QuickBooks. I had a situation where I was helping a lady. She's like, ma'am, I can't help you. You show a refund of $93,000, not an income. She's like, where was I going to get? How was I paying $93,000? He's like, she was taken back. I'm like, well, this is what it shows. He's like, no, I maybe make 25,000. He's like, I don't know where they're getting this. So we called the tax preparer and we asked her, and she hung up. Because why does it say $93,000 refund? Oh, no, that's the income she made. I'm like, no, this is what was declared, and it's not 93. It's a refund. And so that's what happens. So it's a perpetual. They can't buy a house. If they're business owners, they can't scale because their tax returns, their business tax returns, or their Schedule C's, or Schedule E, don't show any income. And now they can't buy that house, and then they go that route with the non-QMs, right? Where the interest rates are higher, where they should be able to put as little as 3.5% down or 3% down, the home affordable programs, but they can't because they thought they were being helped and they were being helped out of the home.
Yeah. So I think at the end of the day, I feel like it's mainly the financial literacy as far as the taxes that the mainstream media have set up like a taste of what everybody feels or they think they should be doing. And then like when they get to do the right thing, or not just the right thing, but the thing that's going to help them, they just get afraid and then like they block themselves and then they go like the hamster wheel, like the route. Because
right.
I mean, personally, like I think like taxes is not one of the main things that anybody enjoys doing.
Right.
But once you get with it, then I mean, there's so many ways to still win. And then we've gone to several conferences, my wife and I, and then like this Andrew, one of the he's a tax strategist, and so it's saying like about like business owners, like they keep wanting to go to zero, so that's why they still don't have any money because they always like end up in zero,
right? And
like the tax preparers, like it's always like just go to zero. But again, like what you're saying, like when you keep going to zero, then you give no chance to grow,
right?
And that's the story that we need to help people understand. But like even with that, like you went a little too ahead because Angel AI is not just to help for mortgages now, like you were saying, like it's also like evolving into something that's going to help the average individual create that income so they can do that. And then it's also like, can you elaborate more on that part with like their kids, like the translators? It's like, it's also like doing like.
Right. So within Angel AI, there is the apps gallery. in that apps gallery, there's what's called a language translator. You can type in the language, or you can select the flag of that particular language, right? Usually everybody either has Spain or Mexico. We have the Puerto Rican flag because most of the engineers are Puerto Rican, and Angel AI is based in Puerto Rico or Silicon. So now with Angel AI, what you can do is you can use any of these tools, which are free, right? Your digital twin is free. But you earn the tokens based on your activities, and that feeds your twin, right? So your twin, and that's where we're going now, right? We're going by the way of my twin is going to talk to somebody else's twin. We become screen knockers instead of door knockers. But my twin's already taking application, right? A 70-year-old grandma did her application in 9 minutes and uploaded her documents straight into the blockchain. Because everything we're doing is going into the blockchain. We're now in Web3, which means you own your own data. You monetize your own data. With an Angel, you get to open your digital wallet, your Angel wallet, which is yours to keep. And it has a utility token. I always refer to it as the brain of your twin. But everything, you're going to train it to talk like you. You're going to train it to move like you. You're going to give it all your knowledge based on your professional pathway, right? You're going to give it all that knowledge. So it's going to be able to share that knowledge with the individual that's reaching out to you at 4:00 in the morning, or when you're on vacation, or you're just not working. So they're going to, the beauty of it is you don't have to worry about your professional career, right? Because the worst thing that can happen is that AI hallucinates, and now your reputation's on the line, right? Because you gave misinformation. You don't have to worry that with Angel AI, because Angel AI's answers are 100% trusted. So if it doesn't have 100% confidence score, it's not going to give you an answer. It's going to say something like, because my answer is 100% trust, or because Roberto, right? Hi, this is Roberto's twin. It's going to be introduced, or Robert's twin. And how can I help you today? Well, I want to find out about buying a home or selling a home. Oh, great. And then you start having a conversation, your twin with that person, human person or another twin. You don't have to worry that your twin is going to say something incorrect, because if it doesn't have 100% confidence score, it's going to say something like this: because my answer is 100% trusted, I'm going to have Robert give you a call to address that concern or to answer that question, whatever that may be. Again, Angel AI is a deterministic AI, TLM, transactional language model. 1 + 1 = 2, 1 time, 5 times, or 1,000. With other LLMs, large language model, I refer to them as crowdsourced information, because it's just pulling information. You can ask it a question, and if it doesn't understand, it goes, okay, this is the best answer I can come up with right now. So if you ask it what is 1 + 1, it may say 2 10 times, 15 times, but then it's going to start hallucinating. It may say 1.99, 1.98, and that can be catastrophic financially. That 1/10 of a percent, 100th of a percent off. So you need to, when it comes to finance, you need to be 100% spot on all the time. And that's what Angel AI is. 100% accurate. Does it give you the answer immediately? If it's been trained on it, sure. If it's something more complex, it's going to say, because my answer 100% trusted, it'll take me 5 minutes, an hour, 24 hours. That's okay. I'd rather have a 100% accurate answer than a quick answer and find out that it's wrong a day before closing, after I've already paid for some life insurance policy or whatever that may be, right? Sometimes you can't back out from that. You're already committed, but it may not be the best for you. So here, because our answer 100% trusted, it takes longer. But we believe in, this is an augmented AI as well. We believe in some human oversight, right? Because you don't want it to go all Tron. or Terminator,
Yeah, that's
right?
right. Next to the AGM.
Right. You don't want to go. And that's why we need an augmented AI. We have about 1,000 individuals working, right? Because they want to make sure that we're giving you, because we're training the data now, right? Eventually, we may not need the 1,000, right? But they're going to be training their twins to do other things. So right now, it may take a little longer, but every answer it gives you gets put back into Angel. And then it has that shield at the bottom left-hand side. And if there's a check, it means it's 100% warranted answer. If it's an X, it means it's still looking into it. And once it converts it back into a check and it'll notify you, that means it's 100% warranted answer. Just because you didn't get it right up front doesn't mean you won't get it. And it might not be the answer you want, right?
Yeah.
But it's going to give you the answer that you need. So back to like the financial literacy for children, we were part of that program, part of that challenge, the Presidential AI Challenge. We actually got an honorable mention because the tech allows the parents to have a conversation with teachers in their language, and the teacher can speak to them in English and translate to them in Spanish or whatever language, Russian, and vice versa. The kids could go in there, and the parents can feel confident that they're not going to be able to go out of that tech and engine to go and look into other things that they shouldn't be. Right? Nothing necessarily bad, but there's certain things that certain kids at certain age should not be looking. Because now you're opening their eyes to something they should not.
Yeah.
Not at that age. And that's the beauty of it.
And
get me started.
no, I mean, that's pretty interesting because like before today, like, and I think maybe other people might have the same opinion because they see like mortgage company, they see AI and they think ChatGPT again, like all those LLMs, and they've already seen the hallucinations and they've seen the AI slop and they've seen like all these things. So I'm just thinking like, if you're watching this, like just know that not all AIs are created equal, obviously, but there's difference of what you were talking about, what Angel AI is and the accuracy that it gives. Because again, what you brought a big point, like once you start messing with like financial data and income and so forth, I mean, one thing that if it was ever to hallucinate, I mean, it's going to throw like an opportunity away from somebody that was really helpful. But I mean, that's very interesting the way it's built and differentiated. So it's more trusted. And if you haven't tried it, I mean, how can somebody just try in part of Angel AI? Is it like just that one that has, because it seems like it's a whole ecosystem now. It's not just
a financial ecosystem.
Yeah.
It's a financial ecosystem into itself, say, right? Because you have financial literacy. You have, and eventually it's going to be able to be your financial advisor, right? Be able to grow with your family. I'm just graduating college. I'm starting my new job. I want to get my finance. I want a budget. I want to start saving for when I get older, when I get married. I have a girlfriend. I'm thinking of being serious with her, possibly proposing to her in about 2 years. You let him know that. Then it starts creating a plan, a strategy, a financial plan, a financial strategy. Then 2 years, okay, we're getting married. We're getting married in a year and a half, 2 years. This is what we want our wedding. We want to do this. We want to do that. We want to save. What should we save? Eventually, the goal is to have kids in 5 years after we're married. We want to have good time, travel, enjoy our lives. Then comes 5 years. All right, Robert, your kids are going to be on the way pretty soon based on what you told me, right?
Yeah.
So now you need to start. Are you going to be putting them into private school? What kind of education are you looking to? Are you going to put them into a an advanced class that costs X amount of dollars per year, or you're going to put them in public school. Not bad either way, right? But at least you're letting it know. Okay. And then high school. And then it says, okay, we're now at the time of high school. All right. Your kids are getting older. They're going to go away to college pretty soon. You need to start planning for that. Okay. Your kids are now in college. Have you planned for when they may get married? Are you going to help them with them? So it's going to grow with you. It's going to coach you, and it's not going to charge you the exorbitant amount of fees that sometimes are charged, right? It'll be very minimal what's going to charge you.
So you're basically now mentioning it's sort of, I mean, it's a chatbot, basically like also like the ChatGPT or Claude and so forth, but with its more defining core of financial literacy and also ability to be able to qualify you for mortgage. But you can actually chat and converse with,
Yeah. So that they, or with Angel,
Yeah.
or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
You can call it. One of the guys calls his Yoda. Sam's an awesome guy. You know Sam. So it's much more than a chat bot because it's deterministic, right? Not going to get it wrong as long as you're giving it the right
but the
information.
experience for the user, it's kind of like conversing, like if you're putting it on any of those language models,
Right.
just back and forth conversation.
Exactly. In that aspect, yes. But those large language models will say, this is the answer I can come up with, but I'm not guaranteeing the answer. I'm paraphrasing, right? You talk to the loan officer, the financial advisor. I am the financial advisor. I am the loan officer. I'm asking you because I need to know this, right? That's what we're doing, right? Now, a lot of these LLMs are getting sued because they gave misinformation. You have some attorneys writing briefs from Angel AI. I mean, not from Angel AI, from the other LLMs, right? Angel AI is a TLM, transactional language model, which means, again, that it's deterministic, not probabilistic. It's not based on probability. It's based on something that is defined. And if they can't give you that definition 100% at that time, it's going to say, is my answer 100% trusted? It's going to take me so much time to get you that answer. Oh, still working on it. But it's going to get you that right answer. Where the other ones will just spit out whatever it needs to spit out. Well, that's not what I asked you. And they'll ask you the same question and you give it the same answer and they'll give you another response that has nothing to do with it. I experienced that yesterday with, one of the major phone carriers. Supposedly using its AI, and it was just the worst experience ever that I've experienced with an AI. I don't even call it AI. It's just, yeah, it's not a good thing. But I haven't experienced that with Angel. My daughter makes fun of me. She'll walk around the house in her Angel AI t-shirt, my Angel AI mug, coffee mug, her wristband, and Angel AI wristband, her hat. And she's like, but you don't understand. Angel AI has changed the trajectory of my life. Who am I, Dan? That's the conversation that I have almost every day, all day. Kids listen to us, right? Doesn't matter what the age. At 5 years old, I was walking her from school. And I've always taught my kids about finance. Little kid. And, she asked me, Daddy, can I borrow some money? I'm like, Mika, what do you say about borrowing money? Don't borrow money. I'm like, you have your own money. What do you need? Well, I want to buy this and that. I'm like, well, spend it. No, Daddy, because I want to buy my multifamily home that so it can pay for itself. 5 years old. These are the conversations she's been hearing with my clients day in, day out, day in, day out. They're listening. We go to the store. We'll comparative shopping. Okay, we can buy this per ounce, blah, blah, blah. But if we order so much of it, we're not going to finish it. So it's actually going to cost us this much more. That's the conversation my wife and I. The kids are in the cart. Later on, they're the best comparative shoppers when they're buying toys online, right? Oh, that was 84 and I got it for 32. how'd you do this? Well, I shopped here and I shopped. Like, wow, that's incredible. But they also see their mom doing that.
Mm.
So now you have another person. You have Angel AI now eventually helping these kids now go from high school, go to college, where they're learning how to be good stewards of their money. At the end of the day, that's what we want. So um, I see that happening at some time in the near future.
And it's incredibly evolved so much from just a few years.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it was just the mortgage company, the technology. Now it's evolving to helping people be able to take part into basically employing themselves to sell a course so they can monetize through Angel AI. It's helping the kids bridge that relationship with like their teachers and their parents. And all this is just patterns that I see as we speak from there was something that happened and then they see how we can fix it and open the door to fixing it and then just making that difference. And because of those things that you're talking about being a good person, it's like there's those things that are opening doors for many other people and not just yourself. And eventually it shows up in what people would say success, not just internally, but also like externally. And from going back again, when you were talking about like the minorities, because like even people would still think like, I mean, that doesn't happen anymore, but obviously research and data shows that a loan officer might still say like, you know what, because they're this or that, I'm going to spike up the rate or whatever. And
Right.
because
Well,
like
they
they're
don't
my
understand.
friends.
You don't understand, right? They're not asking questions.
Yeah.
You're going to go into this program.
That's the only program you qualify for.
Right.
And I've heard that so many times. And like I said, that's another reason of how we got into real estate as well. But it's interesting, like how like those stories that we might think are bad that happen to us or somebody we love have so much transformative power to change timelines and family lives and so forth, because people like us, like Pavan, like takes that whole new level to not let it happen again.
Exactly. And Pavan, that's why he created this unbiased underwriting. That's why he put in the free tax prep, right? If it's more complex, then he'll refer it to, like you said, refer it to somebody, a professional, somebody that's been vetted. Credit boost, right? It's going to help you. They're not charging hundreds of dollars per account. It's going to, for right now, if you're $75, $45 for a soft book credit report, right? And then $30 in case we have to do mail outs, where the states are requiring us to mail out a letter. If we have to do a mail out, we'll refund the $30. If they come to a SunWest loan originator, not a SunWest loan officer, but a SunWest loan originator, lender, it could be a mortgage broker somewhere else, if they're using our tech, right? And, so they don't have to pay. And they're using a SunWest loan originator. If we don't have to mail out, we'll refund them back for $30. So what happens? Essentially, they're doing these disputes at no cost. And in some cases, we're getting results in 45 days. So it's helping these buyers qualify, right? We're not circumventing the process.
Yeah.
We're not doing what most loan officers would do, is do the rapid rescore to try to help somebody, not knowing that you're circumventing the process. Here, we're not circumventing the process. We're disputing it, and they have 30 days to resolve it. And if they do, fantastic. If they don't, we'll continue until they get paid, right? Not us, but you.
No, the credit companies.
Right. So the tax prep, going to be doing payday loans at single digit interest rates. Who's heard of that? Single digit interest rate payday loans. Signature loans for $10,000. Also single digit. Credit card is single digits. Pavan just wants to help everybody. That's just in his heart. And right now, I'm like, we talked about the loan officer, but the real estate agents, he's giving real estate agents tools at no cost that the top 2% of the highest producers in the country, bringing in 98% of the business. He's giving them those tools for free, where they're paying thousands of dollars, these top producers, to do that business. Here he's giving them for free. The transaction coordinator can do 100 contracts in a day. It's not replacing the transaction coordinator. It's helping that transaction coordinator bonus, helping with the true approvals. How many times have you gotten a pre-approval and submit the contract? They pay for the appraisal. They pay for the inspection. They're out about $1,000. Then they come back and say, "Oh, we're not approved. Sorry."
Yeah.
That person spent $1,000. That might be a whole month's paycheck. They spent that for
And
somebody.
even $100, I've come to like times in my life to like, for a lot of people, they might say like, well, just $1,000, or like people that have money, but people that are going, especially like now this past few months or
Right.
this years, like, $100 goes a long way for some groceries, and even just $100.
Right.
So it's like $1,000. That's like 2 weeks. Well, now,
month.
yeah.
In some cases, it's a month. And I mean, they've saved for 2 years, 3 years. Here, Angel has underwritten over 300,000 files, only got it wrong 5 times. And each of those 5 times, guess what? It was funded. Why? Because Angel's answers are what was busted. Now, if the client does something to impact that, then that we can't, right? But we only got it wrong 5 times. We're not going to wiggle out. I mean, it is what it is. The True Approval has an NFT that in the near future is going to have the value of that approval. So you don't even have to go to the bank anymore. You got that approval and it's good for so many days, and you can go and buy a house without having to, because it's already been fully underwritten, right? So now you don't have to feel that, well, maybe you can do this, maybe you can't, and you're going to have to come up with that money if they want to go forward, and we're still not sure if they're going to close. You don't say that. We're doing the True Approval. We know they're going to, as long as we have a fully executed contract that's acceptable, a clear title that's acceptable, an acceptable appraisal, title, and homeowners insurance. As long as they haven't impacted some other aspect of their employment, of their income, of their credit, we'll go forward, right? So the thing is, you can feel confident that you're giving your client, or you're referring your client to a mortgage broker or a lender that is using Angel AI's technology. Because right now we're adding about 15 to 20,000 users every month. Right now we're close to 400,000 users, real estate agents and loan. Real estate agents love it. We are now able to help them scale because we're also helping them with their lead generation. Hi, I'm calling on behalf of Robert, your real estate agent at Real Man, right? Or at Roa, right?
Yeah.
Realty of America. I need to reach out to you, let you know that you saw that you're inquiring regarding 123 Main Street. Are you looking to buy or sell? Yeah, I'm actually looking to sell. Let me connect you with Robert. He's the expert in that area. Robert, I got John on the line looking for finance. He's looking to sell in the next couple of months. All right, Robert. All right, John, you're great. Hey, John, Robert's not available right now. I can put in his calendar. These are the things he has available today or tomorrow. And call you back. Don't worry about repeating yourself. We're going to send him a summary of our conversation. John's available. You left in the recording of your voicemail, and that's what's going to be left there. So, what would you pay for that in the service? You're getting all this for free. Why? Because he wants to help the real estate agents advance. Because when they advance, they're helping the community advance as well. Because now they're buying homes, they're buying investment properties. You're showing them financial literacy, right? Because it's a partnership, right? You want the best for your client. I want the best for my client. And if we have that same mindset, and we're helping them, and Angel AI is providing that, who wins? Everybody, right? Not the realtor, not the loan officer. Everybody. Right? Not just the realtor, not just the loan officer. Everybody. And then the community, no, it's a great feel. It's a great space to be right now.
Yeah. Now, what would you say to say a regular family right now that, like I mentioned, this past few months have been tough for a lot of people. And they just heard about like what you're talking about, repairing their credit or helping them through that process.
Right.
What is that way that they can do it? Can anybody just going in, they have to connect with a loan officer, they have to connect with the realtor that connects them with Angel AI.
Somebody that's using Angel AI, right? It could be the real estate agent, be the loan officer. It can be your padrino who has Angel AI. You can share it with you. It can be your next door neighbor. It can even be at your local church, right? You have people there that do events after church. Somebody, they can talk about that. If we're inviting them for coffee, why can't we invite them to help them, right? Help them advance. So no cost. Doesn't cost me to give a link to somebody, but somebody can benefit greatly because of that. And then they share it with somebody else.
Yeah.
And before you know it, everybody has Angel AI. And it's just a better space to be. And I'd probably share it. If you're within 10 feet of me, you're getting your Angel AI account. Almost every Uber driver that I get in, and I'm in Ubers year round, at the airport, walking down the street. The other day I saw a guy with 2 phones. I'm like, oh, I got 2 phones too. What do you do? And he's like, oh, I'm a property manager. I'm going to get back into real estate. Fantastic. Let me tell you, he was in a hurry, but we talked for half an hour because he saw me. Tonight at 7, I have a quick training with 8 mortgage brokers in a hotel lobby. I'm going to show them how to use it. Because they want this because they want the scale. They want this because they love the true approval. They want this because it has 100% warranty and it's going to make them better loan officers, right? And they want to start training the twin because by 2029, and in some cases they're saying it's sooner than that, there's going to be a displacement of about 90 million jobs. But they're going to create 70 million jobs around, say, Angel AI, around AI. Angel AI is there helping you, right? You can buy yourself your own virtual twin now. It's about $30,000 and it doesn't really compete with what we're offering at no cost, right? You have your digital wallet at no cost. You own it. All the information you're putting in there, it's your data. Once we give that to you, you relinquish access to it. You lock yourself out, well, we can't get you back in.
That's how, yeah.
Yeah.
We saw that story of that guy that ordered the pizza and then Bitcoin.
Yeah. That's true.
But that's really, really interesting. And it's just exciting of like the whole evolution of Angel AI, because I mean, I've been on the sidelines watching you guys grow, and then also the mastermind summits. There's a lot of like giving away knowledge on those stages, right? Because again, a lot of agents, people these are somewhat hard times at the moment, but it's just that the opportunity is there. And what I found out is sometimes like, even when it's free, it's just somebody can give you that free opportunity, that free tool, that free everything to grow your business. But it takes you to go and take that step and use it.
And ask. Ask. Hey, what are you talking about this? Oh, we were talking about that earlier, right? And this morning, somebody asked me, so how'd you get involved with Angel AI? I know how you do this. And I was like, I did something that was very uncharacteristic of me. What'd you do? I found the owners. I asked around for the owner's phone number because I saw that he was going to be in Fort Worth. I live in the area at the North American Blockchain Summit. This was in 2023. So I got in. I'm like, is this Pavan? He's like, yes. I was a little nervous, right? Calling the owner of the company, not really knowing him and calling for a walk, right? Pavan, I see that you're going to be at the North American Blockchain Summit, and I would love to go to the event. And he's like, well, it's a pretty pricey ticket. And I don't know where this came from. I'm like, invest in me so I can invest with you. It's like, no, we already quoted that way. He goes, okay, I'll get you the ticket. Went, got the ticket. We had invited him to go out that evening for dinner, but he got held up in meetings as a busy man, he has multiple businesses and he's always a busy man, but he's always willing to give time. So he's like, you know what, Sal, I'm not going to be able to make it tonight, but what if we meet for breakfast? Like, Pavan, you're a busy man. I understand. You don't have to come. We can, next time you're in town. And he's like, no. It's breakfast. I was expecting 15, 30 minutes at most at breakfast. We had breakfast. We talked about 40 minutes there. And then we went upstairs and it was a total of 3.5 hours. Multi-billionaire sitting with one of his employees that he's never met. And we had conversation for 3 hours. What I've noticed is that wealthy people want to help you grow, want to help you scale, and they look for ways to help. Rich people want to keep you down. They're afraid of you coming up. That's so with Vaughn and the doors that he has opened for myself and for our team and for our entire company has been incredible. We've been in rooms where those doors were completely shut and now they're wide open and you get exposed. And that's the common thread is they're always asking you questions. They'll come up to you. How are you doing? What do you do? Blah, blah, blah. How can I help you? Do you have any questions of me? You know, when's the last time somebody said that to you, right? Well, you've been at the Mindset Summits, so you know they do that. You know, at these Mindset Summits, you have innovators, titans of industry. You have celebrities. You have mastermind gurus like Sam Chauhan. You know, I love going to these mindsets. I'm like, don't you get tired of travel? I'm like, no, I really don't, because I may be a little tired, but then when I start talking about Angel AI and we're doing the events, it's energizing every single time. And I can be in one city one day and then take off in the evening and then be in another city in the morning and be in charge of some events. But I love it. I love every opportunity. I love meeting the people there, the energy, just like you're energized. You become who you hang out, right? And, it's electrifying. And I've become a kinder person because I see how he is with everybody, right? He's just an incredible man. And I'm not saying because he's my boss, right? But, just
You feel that culture, yeah. And I mean, and we feel that same culture here at the office that we have. Greg Owen is the owner, but the same thing is like he pours so much into the agents that it's just incredible. Like, I mean, I've had a brokerage myself. I tried to go alone like in 2020. Mm-hmm. A great time to open a brokerage, right?
Oh yeah.
and me having to pay for printing paper, paying for this, paying for training, paying for food and stuff. And then I see the stuff that they've given here in the office is just incredible. And you can just tell that that's where it's coming from. And right. It's like, it's not something you can easily describe. It's just something you feel.
Right.
And again, he's also like, very wealthy and he's always trying to just reach out and spend some of his time and being all over the place. So I can completely relate as far as along what you're talking about. And at the end of the day, that's the culture. Culture is what holds everything together, right? Who you're working with, do you feel like actually going towards like the same goal of helping people in that matter?
Put it this way. I was on vacation in Mexico, right? And I hadn't taken a vacation in years. When I'm on vacation, yeah, I've been with my kids in the hotel room on my laptop. I'll be right back. 5 hours later, I thought you were going to be right back. Well, yeah, I got another call. It was another issue. When you're on vacation, that's when stuff happens, right? You want stuff to happen? You want to get busy? Go on vacation. But I was in a real vacation this time. I did everything off my phone, right? Angel AI, everything. But where I was getting to was I'm on double decker going through Guadalajara, get to see some of the architecture, some of the stories. And I get a call from one of my brokers and he's like, Sal, I need to close this by Monday. I'm like, dude, it's Saturday at 4 p.m. In summer. And he's like, I really need to close it. And because of this and the family's going to be put out and you just need to close this. And he's calling me on a Saturday afternoon at that time. It's really important. So what do? Hey, Jennifer, the COO, on a Saturday, she picked up her cell phone. I told her the situation. He goes, well, let me get Niraj, who's the head of underwriting. And this is the executive board, right? And he's like, okay, well, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. Okay. Tell him to send me this. Tell him to send me that. Then Niraj had to leave because he was going to some event that Saturday afternoon. And Jennifer says, well, we got everything in. And we asked for that information from the broker. He got us what we could, gave us the explanation. And she told me, if we can get it done, I'll let you know by 7:15 on Monday morning. And I told that to the the girlfriend. I'm like, if we get it done, well, I'll let you know by 11. Because you never know, right? Setting the right expectation. At 7:45, hey, we got the clear to close. The docs will be at the title company before 9. I mean, all hands on deck. I come on a Friday night, 9:30, specifically last year. Hey, what are you doing, Pavan? I'm actually giving out candy. It was Halloween, but he picked up, right? I mean, that's just the culture, and it goes from the top to the bottom. Well, the top, there's no bottom, but I don't know. I can go on.
It's also the same goal, like always just the true, want to help people, want to get done. And again, because, it's like, so like that we'll call it like that chip on the shoulder of like, this happened. And my whole purpose to like, I don't want it to happen anymore. Like, have it going. And then Pavan was like, once you get like, he saw that gap, he saw like people being mistreated, being done as far as it's just race or like veterans or so forth. And you know what, let's change things. And people are gonna get replaced with AI. You know what, let's help them like do this and like all these things that he's trying to like push forward to.
But they're not, they just came out, before everybody was saying, oh, they're going to replace people. You can't replace people.
No.
Because people want to people want to work with people, right? They want to have conversations with people, not an AI. And now like they're listening to Pavan, what he's saying. That's what it seems, because he's been talking about this same thing, human oversight, not being replaced, because you can't replace a human. Can you automate the process? You betcha. Can an AI do things better than a human in some cases? Yeah, you betcha. But not everything. You can't have this conversation. You can't look into the soul of an AI, right? In the eyes, but you can look into the soul of a person. You can see the conversation by what they're really thinking by the facial gestures, the body movement, right? So these are what we want. We want connection in that way. So a lot of these tech bros, they're realizing that we need some kind of human oversight, because you're not going to replace it. But the people that are going to get replaced are the ones, how can I say, the ones that don't want to start using AI, right? Be afraid of the person that is using AI. That's the person that's going to take your job, not the AI, because that person may be able to talk to 10 home buyers at one time through their chatbot, right? It's not going to be a chatbot. It's going to be Angel AI, because you want to deterministic AI. You don't want the chatbot just spitting out answers, because at the end of the day, it's your reputation on the line. So, that's the person that's going to take your job, not the AI. So you need to start training your AI now.
Yeah.
But, you're out there, go to Angel AI. We'll give you the link, so that you can go out there, sign up for Angel AI. And you're not going to be by yourself. We do classes, we do workshops every day from 10 to 5, every hour on the hour.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I live it. I love it. I dream about it.
Is it swing during the class, or it's?
No, it's eventually. Yeah, eventually. But yeah, it's an incredible time to be living, right? Don't be afraid of it. If my client at 7 years old used the chat function, right? Because Pavan created it. It's so simple that his mom could use it, who uses Uber and WhatsApp. Those are our apps. So I'm not sure if I touched base on that. 7-year-old grandma, small town, 800 people. She called me up. Hey, my realtor, my niece gave me your link for your AI. I don't want to use that. I don't know it. I don't understand it. I'm an old lady. I'm like, all right, I understand. But for moral support, I'll stay on the phone with, she goes, can you just take the application for me? I'm like, sure I can, but my twin will do it for me. I'll stay on the line with you, and you'll ask me it's going to ask you if you want me to monitor invite me to your chat so I can monitor. So this way I'll see both ways. And if I feel like I need to interject, I will. If I don't, I'm not going to say a word. 9 minutes later, okay, The AI says, I'm going to, based on your answers, these are the documents I need. Are you ready to upload them? And she goes, so how do I? And I'm like, well, you're going to. And she's like, I'm going to ask you. I'm asking your twin. Remember, she didn't want to use it at first. At first, the way I convinced her was, how did you get the link to this app? Oh, she texted. All right. How did she tell you to use this? Well, she texted. Well, how do you talk to her? Do you call her on the phone or how do you communicate? No, it's pretty much all text. Like that's exactly what you're going to do. It's all text based. And sure enough, what's your name, your date of birth, party number, just ran through in 9 minutes. I've yet to be able to complete an application in 9 minutes. Then it asked for, so she took the pictures and she uploaded them directly into the blockchain because everything we're doing is within the blockchain. We've already funded $35 billion in the blockchain. So when she's taking a picture, she's not storing it on her phone. She's pushing it straight into the blockchain. Much secure than myself going to her home, taking pictures of her documents with my phone that can be compromised, or taking her documents and I go to Starbucks and leave it on the back, in the back, seat. And I come out and my window's broken because they wanted my briefcase. That's not secure. But the way we're doing it is. And once I explained that to her, she was completely on board. 70-year-old grandma got pre-approved that.
Was that conversation on through the app on video watching your AI twin, or was it just the chat box from the Angel AI?
I was watching the chatbot. She was watching and listening to my twin. And I was also on the phone because I wanted her to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Not only am I seeing, but I'm also listening. And if you have any question at any time, or I feel that you're not answering the question quickly enough, you might have a question at that point, and I'll interject. But I didn't have.
And now the reason is because like I've seen it too. Like it's really important for like video. Like people still want to see, even if it's not you or maybe it's an AI twin, but they want to see it and they want to be able to connect with something that's giving them feedback.
Right.
And also like nowadays, like with social media and videos and so forth, like people like there's the evolution that it's going with like AI as well. Like it's really hard to know what is real versus what is not real.
Right.
And traditional recording of property tours still have much more outcome versus like the AI tours and so forth.
Right.
And it's just going to that level that it's impressive. Like now you don't even have to do, and hopefully we get to that one point where it's like with Angel AI and technology, you can possibly just buy a house as easy as you're buying a Tesla. Right. Click. And I mean, from what we spoke in this conversation, it seems like we're within like I would say 3 to 5 years since probably that's going to happen. And it's just really important to have like that structure of being able to see visually those properties and things around those properties to be able to make the decision. Yeah. Right. It's all going to be all centralized in one spot and cured through blockchains and AI.
I mean,
it's here and it's not going to go anywhere.
It's here. Yeah. People say, well, it's coming. I'm like, no, it's been here. It's now you need to jump on it. And you're like, well, I'm too old. I'm like, I'm almost a boomer. I mean, come on. I mean, I'm close to 60, right? So if I can gravitate to this tech, and I did, right? I was in my mid 50s when I approached the other side of my mid 50s. But the thing is, you don't ask, you don't get. What they say, closed mouths don't get fed.
You already got to know. So it's
there's many opportunities that we get and are presented to us, but we're afraid to ask. We're afraid of the way we're going to look. Just ask. Yeah. Just ask. What's the worst thing that can happen? No? Okay, great. That no sometimes later will be a yes. Maybe at that time you're not ready for it. Right? And that no is going to set you to where you should. The mindset has to be, why did they tell me no? Not like, oh, they told me no. I'm not going to. No. Why did they tell me no? What do I need to get to that point? Yeah. What is it that they feel that I can't get? Let me work on myself, see, and let me ask the question. Why wasn't that opportunity presented? Don't be afraid. What's the worst that can happen? You get shut down. Doesn't matter, right? And you look somewhere else.
That's a big thing. Just commit and do the ask. And I remember like my very first podcast before we had any of this studio was with Jamie Gruber, and he's one of the members from Go Abundance, and there was another group who kind of like emerged for like from become prior to becoming a millionaire, because Abundance is already like millionaires and so forth. And I mean, and he's interviewed like really high ticket people, and then I was like, you know what, I'm starting a podcast. Like, would you like to be able to do it over Zoom and just take an hour of your time? Because I know like you have so much to give. Like, yeah, we'll do it. Like, yeah, I'm like, all right. You're like, and it just happened that we had the podcast and it went so good, and he was just talking about his story, and he's living in the Dominican Republic, and he does all of business here in the United States. It's just kind of like living the dream.
Yeah.
But it comes down to that ask and not being afraid, and like, and I guess that's really much part of human nature, that it's, we still have so much to help people overcome that. I mean, it's simple. Just make the ask, don't be afraid. Make the decision, click the link. We'll actually put the links for Angel AI so you guys can try it out.
Yeah.
And for agents out there, there's always that, well, what happened to my numbers? This, that. I'm a person. It's like, I mean, your data, like, because even like with social media, like I've spoken to agents like, no, I don't do social media. It's like, well, because like they want to protect their data, but like their data, like nowadays, like even with just a phone number, like as realtors, we have apps to be able to get background checks.
Right.
So the data's out there. It's just a matter of like, you know what you post, you know what you don't post. Like, what would you compromise your own self?
Right.
It's not like nobody's gonna get it.
And you don't have to look great, right?
Yeah.
You just be yourself, talk. That's what people want. They want somebody to be genuine, right? Not always prim and proper, and, you know, just get out there, do it, be part of it, right? Just what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
Your friends that you have, virtual friends that you don't see, you haven't seen, who cares, right? As long as you're not hurting your family or hurting somebody or doing something nuts, go out there, man. Explore. I was afraid to be on social media. You don't want to, because, you know, now it's not here. I look the way I look. I am who I am.
We sound the way we sound.
Yeah, the way we sound, and I'm not apologetic for anything. I don't do anything that's going to hurt anybody, but I'm always out there trying to help someone in one way or the other, right? Yeah. Some people is like, why do you post pictures when you were really big? Are you trying to show off? I'm like, no, I'm going to show you that you can do it. I was a triple X, right? Couldn't sleep well. I couldn't sleep on my back. I mean, I was big. I was like an inch from being completely round. I was a 52 waist and a 53 jacket, right? I was a big guy. And I'm not a tall guy by any means. So it's not that. It's like, if I could do this, anybody, right? Anybody. How'd you do it? Well, I ate more fat. Well, if you don't want it, no. We went from the society of over workout gains, not really helping our bodies. And then we were eating all of this processed sugar foods. Go back to basics. Go back. What God produces is good for you, right? Food is either medicine or it's poison. You pick. I try to go with as best as I can. Yes, it's a little bit more expensive. Sometimes it's hard a lot of times it's hard on the pocketbook, but we don't get as sick, right? If we do get sick, we bounce back really quick and we're feeling much better, and productivity is much more. So it's just, what do you want to trade off, right? So just post. It doesn't matter, as long as it's something of content, and be consistent. I have problems with being consistent, but I'm always traveling, but that's not an excuse, because I can be posting when I'm traveling, right? So, I got to get better. Yes, I admit it. I got to get better, and I challenge you, get better and do it. Just go out and do it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Many people are just concerned of like what to post. Like the very first interview here in this podcast, I mean, the main thing that you mentioned was people get worried about like, what camera am I using? What kind of light am I using? But like, they don't worry much about the message they're giving. Because I mean, obviously it matters, but if the message that you're giving is more of value and it's really going to help somebody, I mean, they're really not going to care about the light.
Right.
Obviously, as you grow, you want to be able to improve your settings. but it's not something that's going to stop you until you have that. You're going to do this. It's like,
Right.
do it now and just evolve and keep pushing forward and keep pushing forward. I've seen this meme so many times on social media. I don't know if you've seen it, like showing some rockets, like with Elon Musk. It's saying like, don't worry about how it looks. Just get it done.
Right.
And then as you're doing it, it's going to get better.
Exactly.
It never gets better until it gets done.
Right.
So
I love that. It gets better until it gets
it never gets better until it gets done. And it's just that path. So like this whole podcast is about the whole thing. It's like the process is going to suck. You cannot oversee it any other way. It's going to suck. And it's not that it's just that it's bad. It's just that it's going to suck based off what you believe it to know. Like you got to do that hard thing. The hard thing is consistently posting. The hard thing is waking up early to doing the workout. The hard thing is like knocking the doors, joining the app, doing the thing that you feel like but repeatedly, and you will get better. But nobody is born better, or maybe Pavan, like he was like. But it's a process, and you got to go through the process, and the process is gonna suck. But once you cross it, there's gonna be a better you on the other side. I never knew about that. You wait before, you wait now. But it took that process, and it was not overnight. Yeah. And I guess now, like the thing with AI that's affecting a lot of people is that they want things now,
right? And
there's no like they cannot wait for the outcome because everything's so accessible. Like, I can pick up my phone and we can have order DoorDash, right? Like 5 minutes and it's done. Back then, like you have to go to the restaurant, you have to go in line, you have to do the whole thing.
Right.
But it's just that society nowadays, it's just that rush.
Instant gratification. Instant gratification, which it's great for like that second, but then after it's like, what now? Yeah. You got to build up to excitement, right?
And it goes much better once you build up to it.
Yeah. And then you replicate it, right? You replicate it, you get better, and then you're bringing other people along with you. Look at all these influencers out there, right? I'm sure they were like trepidations at the beginning, and now they're bringing people aboard and they're giving classes, and you got people that are now like exercise gurus that were like what I was doing, right? One of the things I liked about my weight journey, right? My fitness journey was at one time my clients would see me and I wouldn't see them for a year because we were working on their credit or to try to get them ready, mortgage ready. And they would see me like, what'd you do? You ate like half a person. Like lost half a person. I'm like, well, it was a process. I did it this way. Oh man, I would love to do it. I'm like, well, let me show you what I did. Talk to your doctor. I'm not a doctor. This is what I did. This is what worked for me. If you want, we can hold each other accountable because I need accountability as well. Let's work together. And one guy actually called me like 4 months after closing. He's like, dude, I don't know what happened, but we couldn't get pregnant for the longest time. We started doing what you were telling us. We started doing, we started getting healthier. And guess what? Yeah, we are. I'm like, fantastic. Did it have something to do with it? Maybe not. I don't know. But that's why I'm in the mortgage, right? Yeah. Because you're making a difference in people's life. It doesn't have to be financial. Just your stories and wanting to help people. That's it. Help people. That's it.
And if you can posting the whole thing, just help people. That's it. That's the core message from today. At the end of the day, it's how you do or what you need to do to help as much people as you can. And don't worry about the instant gratification. Just help them. And what I've seen, and we'll close up with this, that a lot of the times it's like, it's never going to come from that one person you help, but it's going to come around from somebody else that you were never expected. Right. And that's what we felt that from when we got started in real estate. Like we've helped so many people and we were like expecting that those people were going to help us. They never did. But then we met that other attorney that he was like, just this and that. And like the cost was less. And like he refinanced us without knowing us and like all that stuff. And it's like, God will put you that person that's going to help you. And it might not be the one that you actually help them direct. Right. And sometimes it is. Yeah. But don't stop.
And don't expect anything. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Right. It's give without expecting anything. It's the best.
And that's going to keep you free alongside.
There you go.
All right, guys. So it was a fantastic show. We'll have the links so you can actually try Angel AI. And again, it's not just for your mortgage
No, it's for your entire life,
entire life.
and it's growing. It's growing exponentially. Uh, I'm so, I'm so, I'm so thankful about him. I mean, that gracious. He literally changed my life, and God was putting SunWest in my path for so many. And I finally finished it. What happens if I wouldn't have called that guy?
Yeah.
What happens if I wouldn't have gone to look at the post? I would not be sitting here. I would have not met you. I would have not met all these incredible people that I've met that are just unbelievable. I mean, it's just, it's an abundance of wanting to help, right? All these people. Look at you. We met, right? Was it in
Like
Houston
last
about
year,
2 years
yeah.
ago? In Houston, we met there. Just an incredible guy. Love your story. Love what you're doing with the Real Map, right? And you got a podcast, you know? You're posting, you're helping people get ahead. Yeah, keep it real.
Keep it real and let them know. I mean, it's not just you, and it's a process. It's gonna suck, and keep helping people.
Right.
Embrace it. And we'll put the link so they can follow you. You have Instagram?
I have Instagram. That's a joke.
On the next one.
On the next one. Yeah, I do have Instagram. My handles, I'll give those to you because I don't remember really off my head.
Screen.
Yeah.
And as we record this, it's the beginning of June. When is the next Mastermind Summit?
Mastermind Summit is going to be this 24th at the Cowboy Club. You're going to see the links on, we don't have a ton of room, but not like most, but you know, you want to be a part of it. It's going to be June 24th in Dallas at the, look on my page, look at Roberto's page because it's going to be on both. So, get a hold of one of those.
You know, we have an excuse to go watch a soccer game.
There you go. And we're officially the hub for the Japanese fan club for the FIFA. We're going to have this incredible event at Harwood Park in the evening. So it's going to be, there you go. Yeah. So I'm going to cut half my jersey. Well, actually 3. I'm going to sew it. Mexico, US, and then Japan.
I'm just about Japan.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There you go.
There you go. A kimono on the jersey.
There you go. I love it.
Oh, it's been an incredible show.
With Angel on my back.
Angel.
Nothing's beyond reach. And that's the tagline. The motto, not the tagline, the motto. Angel AI, nothing's beyond reach. And that's something that provides that.
And for sure, that's something that's really good to follow there. I mean,
and follow Pavan on his Instagram. Huh?
Pavan, okay, with Pavan's page, like I've seen so many podcasts that he's, and you'll be able to know the actual nature of like what you're speaking about, because once you start seeing those videos, it's like he really does come from that.
Yeah. But, and I learned so much from the video. I really did.
Yeah. So there you go. And Dallas, help us out.
Right. And, but you do need to register. If you don't register, because you do have to open, create your digital wallet, and then you get digital art. That digital art is what allows you entry
again NFTs.
Right.
There you go. So look for them on either your page, my page, and we'll have them there. But at the end of the day, just make a decision, make a choice, work out some time. It really matters. If you don't have time or you can't go, reach out to Salvador, reach out to me. We'll help you get plugged into Angel AI. And see you in the next one.
Vámonos.